Hey everyone, Ryan coming back at you here with a contest response from my good buddy Rizzo, GRONKFAN87. Been seeing a lot of these responses coming out here lately, and well deserved. I think he's doing a top shelf move for humanity. He got himself a replacement redemption in. He was supposed to get something for his Hellboy collection, Helixin, and they gave him something for his Pats PC, and he's giving it up. He's gonna raffle it off to everyone. So I think that's an incredible gesture to the community. So Mike, thanks for just doing the contest. I think that's really cool of you. I think it's a 1-of-1 Shane Vereen, White Whale or something, or Ridley. It's one of those running backs. But either way, he has a 3-part question contest, a threefer. First one is your biggest, acquisition of 2013. Who do you think is going to make the NBA Finals, and who you would play with? What professional athlete would you want to hang out with, essentially, and play their sport with? So, I'll start off with my biggest pickup of 2013 is a card that's not even here. I showed you guys this before from behind, but I'm going to show you the front now. I'm going to cover. So this is out of this year's NT. Aaron Rodgers, Peyton Manning, Eli Manning, Drew Brees, short print to 10. Biggest pickup of the year, not even in yet. So I hope these guys sign, because if not, I hope they give me one hell of a replacement. So, there's your blows! Second question, who do I think is going to be in the NBA Finals? Man, it's really hard to pick anyone outside of the Heat, for sure, but I'm going to. So out of the West, I think the Spurs got it locked in, especially with Westbrook now out for the Oklahoma City Thunder. I think the Spurs have a real solid team. They have the momentum. They have the experience in the playoffs and in the finals to do well out of the West. I think those are going to come out of the West. I'm going to put my money on the team that did 27% last night, the Indiana Pacers. The only other team this year to give the Heat any shit at all. The last team to beat the Heat before they hit on their pretty outstanding win streak this year. I think the Pacers have a really strong young team. Defensively sound, but offensively lacking as of last night. But they did pretty well in their first 2 games against the Hawks, and I think they're the second best team to beat in the East right now. So we'll see. I think it would be what I'm wanting is Pacers and Spurs. And I think the Spurs would pretty much bend over the Pacers and have their way with them. Like it was their first night in the pokey. So that's it. Spurs over the Pacers. And then last but not least, who would I want to play with? I think it's a pretty easy choice. You all know I'd love to throw a ball with Peyton, but anyone who remembers, back in '99 or 2000, there used to be this thing called the Nerf Vortex. I don't want to just throw regular football. I want to throw, this is my Colts Nerf Vortex. I've had this for a minute and a half probably. But Peyton Manning used to have these commercials where they'd be like, "Oh, guys, you need to have a guy in the stands," and he'd launch the ball 115 yards, no problem. I think it'd be cool as hell to Nerf Vortex, Lucas Oil, Peyton Manning. I'm going to have a beer helmet on, obviously. I want to be able to stay refreshed during that. And if I can't do that, I was telling Samantha that I would love to have a dunk contest with Michael Jordan. But not just your average 10-foot regulation goal with the airness. I would want to be on one of those Fisher-Price 4-foot tall things. Yeah, it's easy for you to look outstanding when you can dunk from the free throw line on a 10-foot goal. But what you can do on a 4-foot goal, I think, would be more difficult, more challenging, and I would have a shot because white boy don't got ups. So that's all I got for you today. Got a mail day probably coming early next week. Rizzo, thanks again for doing this contest. His link will be below. If you're living under rocks and you don't know who he is, go check him out. And hope you guys have a great week this week, and I'll talk to you soon.
Deuces.